It's a bright sunny day in Alberta. It's Diversity TV bringing you the Untold stories for the week of June 4th, 2021. Hosted by Harriet, Tinka, and myself, Hamza Koroma. Sponsored by Ray Z Plumbing and Heating. Here are the headlines for this week. June is Filipino Heritage Month and also the Multiculturalism Month, with June 27 celebrated as the Canadian Multiculturalism Day. Edmontonians have spoken with one clear and loud racism message. The beautiful Southern Albertan city of Lethbridge says welcome to Diversity Magazine with a home. How has race issues changed, if at all, 1 year after life was squeezed out of George Floyd, provoking rallies across the world? Now the news in detail with Harriet, Tinka.
Thank you, Hamza. On to segment 1. The Bishop of Kamloops responds to the horrific findings of the remains of 215 Indigenous children found buried at a former residential school in Kamloops, BC. Edmontonians have spoken no to racism. The message after an Indigenous Oilers hockey star, Ethan Bear, from the Ochapowachi Nation in Saskatchewan, faced racist messages after the Oilers were eliminated by the Winnipeg Jets. Now, I watched the first round, and of course, like everybody else, I was disappointed that they lost. However, I don't think it's a reason to start shouting racism messages to anybody. What are your thoughts?
In my opinion, those messages were completely unnecessary.
Segment 2. The Government of Canada boosts Black-owned businesses. To qualify for the loan fund, businesses must be majority Black-owned, have a business plan, have a business registration, recent financial statements, or financial projections. Now, for more information on the Black Entrepreneurship Loan Fund, please go to www.diversitymag.ca. And this is really exciting because I know a lot of the Black community have been looking forward to this fund. Let's go on to segment number 3.
Yes, we shall. Segment 3. We're now accepting content for the Summer Diversity Magazine print dedicated to men, the pillars of the home, communities, businesses, and what have you. This second bilingual edition of Diversity Magazine will be in English and French. Interested in sharing your content in English or French, as well as have a beautiful souvenir of prominence on your desk or wall? Let's talk. 780-709-0965 or www.diversitymag.ca. I think it's really wonderful how it's in English and French, especially me as well. I'm a French speaker. I'm in French immersion, so I think that's really good.
Oh, wonderful. I don't speak French, though. So for me, I just speak Swahili. Maybe one of these days, Diversity will have the Swahili version. Just saying. So Diversity TV, watch out. Maybe we can be in multilinguals in the future. On to my favorite segment number 4, fashion and beauty time. So tell us, what do we have for this week for fashion?
I'm sorry.
We have laughter today. I see you are enjoying this segment as well. It must be your favorite as well, because I saw that big smile in your face. But what you should actually pay attention to is that some people do not like shopping in a crowded space. I'm not sure why. Are you one of those people?
Yeah, especially during these times with COVID and all, you kind of want your space around some people.
Absolutely, and I think some people are kind of afraid of each other. However, others like a VIP individualistic shopping experience where they can try every dress on display without feeling that they are on the way of others. And I'm one of those people because I just want to have a great experience. But this summer, I will assure you that KYN apparel will be impressing everybody.
Oh, that's great. I can't wait to see what they have there.
Well, absolutely. What they're doing this year, they will be organizing a VIP personalized shopping for shoppers to have a unique experience with their design, fit, and you'll be able to ask questions and also pick from the selection. And I was quite fortunate to talk to Aleth, who actually is organizing this.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So we'll be sure that they will be taking pictures as well.
We took these photos for you in an exclusive invitation. Book your unique shopping experience by visiting KYN Apparel. Please go to www.kynapparel.ca.
Yes, get ready to enjoy the experience. Before we go to our next segment, let's have a word from our supporters. On to segment number 5.
Who are we celebrating this week? Flavors Restaurant in Calgary named the best African restaurant in Calgary. Bola started Flavors in March 2013 to create a home away from home for Africans and for non-Africans to experience the beautiful African culture dishes. Bola told Diversity Magazine, "It's an honor and it is a surprise to me. I do appreciate it. It means more work. It also means that I can achieve whatever I put my mind in. Impressive to know that people see and watch what I do." That's amazing.
Yes.
Dedication and persistence. I love it. It's great.
It's so inspiring because I feel like I need to go out there and also make my dream come true, just like he did. But Bola concluded with an emotional message to her community of supporters. Without you, there is no Flavors. A big thank you to everybody for their support. Wow, that's such a big deal. Absolutely inspiring.
Now on to segment 6. Coronavirus Project Cool Times. R.I.P. Hassan Jama. After wrestling the dreaded COVID-19 on a hospital bed, Hassan Jama lost the battle in Edmonton on May 1st, 2021. Born in Kismayo, Somalia in 1962 and died on May 1st, 2021, Hassan has offered a lot to the world in his restaurant, Zuhir Restaurant. Lula Jama, one of a kind, Iroko tough woman, a very resilient wife, left with 3 sons, a daughter, many customers, and community supporters to take care of. Well, she's handling the situation way better than anyone can imagine. Hassan never stopped sharing his vision for his restaurant, a kind man with a good sense of humor, one I can hardly say enough about. He came to Canada in 2005 from the USA to join his wife, Lula Jama. They opened Zuhir Restaurant on January 1st, 2018, with their fantastic cooking skills, friendly disposition, and business acumen. They have grown the restaurant into one of Edmonton's unique restaurants. R.I.P. Hassan. Please keep the smiles flowing wherever the journey takes you. Have you ever been to the restaurant?
Actually, I have. It's on 107, and the food is to die for. I've been there maybe, a dozen of times, and it's quite sad that we lost a very important community member. So yes, rest in peace, Hassan. Before we go to our next segment, let's have a word from our supporters.
Hello, my name is Anne with BCB in Action. Here we support, advocate, promote, and empower all Black businesses in Western Canada. We do this by mentorship program, networking events, and training programs. Our goal is to have all Black businesses thrive in the Canadian marketplace. Go to www.bcbinaction.org to find out how we can support you.
Segment 7. What do you have for Diversity TV international news? It's always exciting. We never know what's internationally being shared.
Bandits hit Nigeria again. Over 200 kids kidnapped from a school in the state of Niger. Mali has been suspended from the African Union and the West African Regional Blocs, ECOWAS, after Colonel Assimi Goïta took power by force from the interim leaders of a previous coup.
Now that I heard about that, and I think it's so sad that that had to happen, but I think they made the right decision. Perhaps things will see some changes. Yeah. That's how it is in the politics world. So on to segment 8. This is also one of my favorite segment. If it's not fashion, it's food. So tell me, Hamza, what is cooking this week for Dish of the Week?
Seafood.
I love seafood. I'm a pescatarian, actually. Wow, so tell me more.
Oh, well, take a look at this chef in this video online. Some say this is outright dirty. Others say this is animal cruelty in its worst form. And others say it's a cultural way to prepare seafood. You be the judge. What's your opinion?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I think I have to watch it again because it is, loving fish. I think I'll have to watch it again. Now, you can use hashtag DiversityTV Dish of the Week to see that again as well. Bon appetit!
On to We have lots of announcements this week. Edmonton will host a very important diversity conference this summer on July 6 to 10 at 9 a.m., inviting big names like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. III. For tickets, please go to www.diversityconference.ca.
Empowering Black entrepreneurs is the next announcement. They are being empowered to lead successful business programs. The aim of this program is to support Black entrepreneurs by providing information, strategies, and resources to help them increase their capacity and viability to innovate their businesses and overcome the impact COVID-19 had on their businesses. The support services would equip them to drive their businesses forward and identify ways to help their businesses prosper through webinars, forums, workshops, coaching, business skill development training, peer supports, and more best practices related to entrepreneurship. You can register on their website. On to the policing. So tell me, how can we improve policing?
Well, we can tell EPS our feedback, and of course, ours and your feedback matters. Everyone is welcome to share their ideas and experiences at these community listening sessions. But space is limited, so please register early or leave your comments at epsinput.ca.
That's great. Now, some of the upcoming opportunities are still available, and most people can do the usual Zoom listening with Chief Dale McPhee. Now, can you tell us some of the dates that are available right now?
Oh, some of the dates are June 15, noon to 1 p.m., and June 29, 2021, noon to 2 p.m. To register, please go to www.epsinput.ca.
Now, here comes mentoring. I know you got a mentor by now. Do you have a mentor yet, or are you still searching for one?
I'm still searching for a mentor.
Oh, then this is perfect because the Africa Center is calling for mentors for its mentorship program in elementary, junior high, high school, and post-secondary school level. For more information, please contact Tower at 780-455-5423, extension 206. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to get a mentor finally. What do you think?
I think that would be great.
Absolutely.
Alberta launches Jobs Now, a federal provincial investment program that will provide up to $370 million to help private and nonprofit organizations with job support to get thousands of Albertans back to work. Employers can apply for funding to offset the cost of hiring and training unemployed or underemployed Albertans in new or vacant positions. Read more at www.alberta.ca.
Well, on to my favorite festival of the summer. Big yay. Are you excited about the festivals, especially now with COVID-19 restrictions being loosened up a bit? Are you excited?
I'm excited. The food, the dancing, the music, it's just like all the hyped up energy, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm excited, even more excited because it's Africarnival.
Yeah. A special Africarnival will take place on Saturday, July 25th. Performances, food, exhibitions, fashion show, and more. Interested? Please text 780-709-0965.
Finally, I'm so excited about that. Now, on to segment number 10. In 1921, that's so long ago. What happened in 1921?
The black community of Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, was burned down with over 300 dead by their white neighbors with the support of the government Tulsa Massacre. U.S. President Joe Biden visited the site of the Tulsa Race Massacre in 1921 and said it won't be silent. He promised support to the community, but no stomach to pay overdue reparations. Many are asking why the first black U.S. president, Barack Obama, did not visit Tulsa.
That is a very good question, but we don't have the answer to that question. Hopefully, the answer will come to life. But in another mega race event on May 2021, okay, let me correct that. On May 2020, that's all right, May 2020, in the U.S. city of Minneapolis, George Floyd was murdered by a police officer by kneeling on his neck for over 9 minutes. We all remember those really, really sad moments when we saw that on television.
That was just awful. But after that, I saw on the news actually that the officer that was kneeling on George Floyd's neck, he was put in jail and he was accused of second degree murder, and yeah, he was put in jail. It was some justice.
Oh, that is definitely justice. Now, we invited the organizer of the rally that erupted in Edmonton, as in cities across the world, Heslin Williams, to share with us if there's been any change in race relations, if at all. So much, Heslin Williams, for joining us today. We are absolutely excited to have you and honored to have you here again. We've talked to you in the past and happy to have you again. So please, for our audience sake, just introduce to them what you're doing, what your name is, and what you've been doing to make a difference in the world.
My name is Hazelyn Williams. As you all know, I am Shadow Minister from Alberta Party. I do quite a bit of work personally, running my own business, being in politics, and furthermore studying right now, as I mentioned to you before. I have this social justice group called Edmonton's Fight Against Racism. And so far, I'm trying to mentor other young activists. Like, I want to see more young people be joined with this social activism that we need to be doing, instead of like focusing on, what politicians are going to do around injustices that we go through and we face every day. So basically, I fit in a lot of shoes. I sometimes get overwhelmed, but I have a passion to just keep this moving and to keep this going. And I'm doing this not for myself, not for recognition, but for my community on a whole.
I know you did organize a rally during when everybody was talking about the big hot topic, systematic racism, and you were basically the center of the whole thing. Since you organized it, what are the changes that have come up? Have you seen a difference?
I have not seen many changes come up. We from last year, we observed the during the pandemic started last year, and then we had this unfortunate event of George Floyd. We seen in open public where this white police officer knelt in the neck of this black man, and it sparked outrage, right? It sparked such great outrage that everybody around the world, globally, people came on board and tried to figure out, what we're going to do about this. So this year, on this year's anniversary, and from what we've seen from last year to this year, I haven't seen much. I haven't seen any kind of changes within the police reform. We went and we asked them to defund the police, and we asked for defunding, and they got a budget of 23 million or 33 million, I think. Let me check on my notes. And they took out $11 million, which still did not go to we didn't hear that it was put in any particular place that's going to benefit Black lives, right? So I am frustrated with what's happening so far, and I've been hearing, this people are talking about cancel culture, but they don't really know how to apply it. So cancel culture is not us. It's we trying to get our point across and to have doors open up without, and that means that we might tear down statues or we might do whatever, and it's not a cancel culture. It's just that we're trying to say that we're going to rewrite history, right? So some of those things, I want to see more of those things happening. I want to see more people trying to come on board to see where we can get this moving. We need more activism. So I'm not seeing that.
It's unfortunate. I know a famous person once said, be the change that you want to see. And I see you're doing your part of making the change that you want to see. As a community member, as a community leader, and I know you've tried to talk to police, you've tried many avenues. What do you feel is the most important thing right now on a go-forward base?
I want to see some changes made, like in regards to figuring out how we're going to keep ourselves relevant, how we're going to, it's more so the community. I'm not seeing togetherness in the community. I want us to all to come together as one people, not as like approaching the police in separate groups or trying to plead with them. Like we need to find, when things happen, like, we need to join with other forces as well, join with other allies. Like, so we recently heard of the injustices happening with the 215 bodies found for the Aboriginals. So we need to come together as one and fight for to end injustices and fight so that we can have a voice in the workplace, in hospitals, in schools, right? We can't just sit back and expect that one person or just a group of people can affect these changes. We need togetherness. I'm not seeing togetherness, and we really need togetherness.
Absolutely agree. I think sometimes when something horrible happens, you see everybody jumping in, everybody trying to be supportive, and then after a while, the consolidation disappears. So we need to keep the momentum going. It has to keep going. And I feel like you are one of the leaders that are keeping the momentum growing. So let's hope that by listening to you, the community is listening and will start getting together and making everybody have hope so that we can start seeing changes, because we're not really seeing any drastic changes. Even small changes will build up.
Any drastic changes? No, we must continue to prioritize and decide what the movement is prioritizing, and it's the ending of police brutality and racial injustices. So we need to prioritize that. That is what we're fighting for. That is what we're fighting against. This movement is the most significant. When I think about, they're talking about this movement is Antifa, and all of these things. This movement is not Antifa. This movement is the most significant agent for change within the criminal justice system. If Black Lives Matter is not going to fight for us, who's going to fight for us? Who's going to fight? And when I say Black Lives Matter, we call it Black Lives Matter, but not all the people who are fighting against injustice are from the Black Lives Matter chapter. It's just an acronym that is used, that I find that it's very fitting for what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish. So Black Lives Matter can be any group. It's my group, which is called Edmonton Fight Against Racism. It's a fight against equality, a fight for equity, right? It's all of those groups. Maybe there are more groups that I don't know about. So that's one of the things. That is one. We need that togetherness. That when something happens, we have the numbers in the masses to say, this is what we're standing for, this is what we're doing. And without that, we're going to fail. We're just going to be running around the city, making a bunch of noise, and nobody's going to listen to us. The powers are not going to listen to us when we're divided, right? Absolutely. So I just want to try to drive that message across today, that we need to come together, right? I'm really, really not seeing that. As a person who spent so much time planning last year's rally, we're trying to put something together this year for the 10th. For my group that I'm with, they're trying to plan it. They're in the planning phases right now, and we're choosing Harlot Park because we want the social distancing, to space out the anniversary, to in remembrance of George Floyd, and also to stand in solidarity with all the Aboriginal people that it feels like, people have been just cut with a knife during the pandemic, the genocide that we just discovered, the anniversary of George Floyd. Everything is just come together, and I don't know about how you guys feel, but I'm just overwhelmed.
It's definitely very overwhelming, and I think this conversation has to keep going. I don't think it ends here. So we will be inviting you again to talk about this topic again, because there's a lot of work to be done. So I do want to thank you so much for taking time and voicing your passion and letting the community know what you're doing. You didn't stop. You're still going. So we should all continue to doing. That's right. With a one voice with one unity with many voices. So that's what I hope will happen. And please continue doing what you're doing, because it's a big deal and it's very relevant. So again, thank you so much, Hazelyn Williams, for being here and sharing your passion. We will be talking again soon. Bye. On to segment 11. We are going to be visiting the beautiful Southern Alberta city of Lethbridge. Now, City of Lethbridge welcomes Diversity Magazine.
Lethbridge is a city with a population of 101,482 in its 2019 municipal census, the fourth Albertan city to surpass 100,000 people. That's amazing. Its hilly landscape and nearby Canadian Rocky Mountains gives it an eye-catchy view, spiced with warm summers, mild winters, and a windy climate. The beautifully set-up Genesis Exotic Market welcomes Diversity Magazine to Alberta's fourth city.
That sounds exciting. I definitely want to go visit with the Diversity Magazine, of course. I want to go visit Lethbridge. So if any of the viewers have never been, this is your moment, because summer is here to stay, at least for a while. Thank you for watching Diversity TV Community Newscast. I'm Harriet Tinka with my co-host,
Hamza Koroma.
Please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification button so that you're the first to get the news as it's uploaded. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and we also have a website. It's www.diversityplus.ca.